Oh boy, 6 a.m. I can't wait for my 40-minute commute in traffic. I'll get to listen to my favorite podcast the entire time. I love sitting in traffic and filling up my tank weekly and paying insurance on a vehicle I'm basically forced to have. This is true American freedom. I can't wait to do the exact same thing tomorrow.
In recent urban planning discussions, the concept of the 15-minute city has gained significant traction. Coined by Professor Carlos Moreno, this concept envisions a city where essential services, amenities, and workplaces are all accessible within a 15-minute walk or bike ride from one's home, hence 15-minute city. However, amidst the enthusiasm for this idea, a counter-narrative has emerged, painting the 15-minute city as a tool of authoritarian control. Objection! First and foremost, it's crucial to address the notion that walkable cities are inherently authoritarian. The argument often frames these cities as limiting residents' freedom of movement and autonomy by dictating where they can live, work, and socialize, which is super ironic considering we live in a surveillance state where you take the same route to the same job every day. Nevertheless, this argument overlooks the fundamental principles of urban design and the social and environmental benefits of compact, mixed-use neighborhoods. In practice, Moreno uses Paris, France. Among the solutions, he states that there should be a reduction of traffic by increasing bike lanes into spaces of leisure, new economic models to encourage local shops and businesses, building more green spaces, transform existing infrastructure, or turning schools into neighborhood centers in the evenings. That's actually the golden rule of the 15-minute city. Every square meter that's already built should be used for different things. The 15-minute city is an attempt to reconcile the city with the humans that live in it, which is totally different from the WEF, live in pods, eat the bugs narrative that a lot of anti-walkable city opponents parrot. Contrary to the authoritarian narrative, walkable cities promote more free time and accessibility to social spaces and necessities. By reducing reliance on cars and prioritizing pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure, these cities create more equitable transportation systems, which leads to less pollution and more affordable methods of transportation. In addition to this, walkable neighborhoods have been shown to improve public health outcomes. Research published in the American Journal of Preventative Medicine indicates that residents of walkable communities are more likely to engage in physical activity, leading to lower rates of obesity, cardiovascular disease, and other chronic conditions, especially in adolescents. Another misconception surrounding walkable cities is the belief that they stifle economic growth and innovation. However, empirical evidence suggests otherwise. A study conducted by the Urban Land Institute found that walkable neighborhoods often experience higher property values and commercial activity, attracting businesses and entrepreneurs seeking vibrant, pedestrian-friendly environments. Furthermore, by fostering social interaction and community engagement, walkable cities stimulate creativity and collaboration, driving innovation and economic vitality. And as somebody who hates megacorporations, of course I would support brick-and-mortar stores more than something like Amazon, and farmer markets more than grocery store chains. Despite these benefits though, it's also essential to recognize that the 15-minute city concept is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Urban contexts vary significantly, and what works in one city may not be feasible or appropriate elsewhere. However, the goal of the 15-minute city is not to impose a rigid blueprint, but rather to inspire holistic, people-centered urban planning strategies tailored to the unique needs and characteristics of each community. Some non-conspiratorial critics of the 15-minute city model also present formidable counter-arguments, such as the cost of implementing one. However, I would say it's more of a matter of allocating funds to our infrastructure rather than it being tangible or a utopian fantasy. For example, California is in the process of building a bullet train that will eventually run all the way from San Diego to Sacramento and San Francisco. The first leg of this project has an estimated cost of over $60 billion with an expected completion in 2029. In 2008, thousands of miles away, China opened its first high-speed rail line to connect Beijing and Tianjin, which was the same year that California voters approved their own high-speed rail project. Since then, China has spent an estimated $360 billion to build 22,000 kilometers of high-speed rail and is expected to add another 15,000 kilometers by 2025. To compare this cost, the MTA, which is North America's largest transportation network, has an estimated operating budget at around $19.379 billion, as reported in 2022. Obviously, $360 billion of construction is a lot to chew on compared to $19 billion of operating costs. On the other hand, the United States spent $820 billion on national defense during fiscal year 2023, according to the Office of Management and Budget. which amounts to 13% of all federal spending. Defense spending in 2023 was less than the average for the last decade, which was 15% of the budget. We spent 1/3 of China's 16-year construction project in 1 year. I'm no economist, but there's obviously some room to focus on our infrastructure and our spending bills.
Oh, brother!
Also, I would like to say, especially with recent events such as the National Guard being deployed to the New York City subway, crime in subways is massively overstated and over-exaggerated. For example, according to NBC New York, overall crime in the transit system plummeted 23.5% in March, which NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban says is a direct result of the 1,000 additional uniformed NYPD officers. 23.5% drop sounds like a lot. However, the 538 subway crimes between January 1st, 2024 and March 31st, 2024 reflects an average number of 6 crimes a day. And of course, 6 crimes is 6 too many. However, when you look at the total number of people that ride the NYC subway, 6 crimes is a drop in the bucket to the overall crime. Even in the same article, they state that there was a nearly 80% jump in fare evasion arrests. And while as a proponent of public transportation in 15-minute cities, I do not support not paying your due, but there are bigger fish to fry for the cops. And as you see in the rest of this article, it sounds like big jumps such as 83.3% increase in gun arrests, but it's 22 versus 12. Also, contrary to the conspiracy narrative, the 15-minute city is not designed to push everybody that's in rural areas into cities and pack us in and try to control us all. It's rather an urban planning strategy to maximize their square footage. Also, just to hammer home that a lot of the people that spread this conspiracy are bad actors, I would like to bring up Elon Musk and the Hyperloop incident. Elon Musk, who has heavy investments and involvement in Tesla, a car manufacturer, sabotaged the development of a high-speed rail in California, saying that he wanted to build a Hyperloop. His reasoning? Public transportation has you packed in with a bunch of strangers, and some of them can be serial killers. Yup. So the rich guy who's heavily invested in cars sabotaged something that would be affordable to the average person and also cut down on pollution and just general traffic. Did it simply because he sees the working class as potential serial killers and he doesn't want to be associated with us. In conclusion, the idea that walkable 15-minute cities are an authoritarian conspiracy is unfounded and misleading. On the contrary, walkable cities promote equity, health, sustainability, and economic prosperity. By embracing the principles of compact mixed-use development and prioritizing pedestrian-friendly infrastructure, cities can create vibrant, livable communities that benefit all residents and support local businesses. Rather than viewing the 15-minute city as a tool of control, it should be recognized as a visionary approach to urban planning that prioritizes human well-being and enhances the quality of life for generations to come. But of course, the people up top don't want that. So the next time you hear these arguments, just send them this video. I'll put some resources in the description for you to read up on more of this and also the studies and other stuff that I use. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video and thank you.